My name is Jackson Michael and I'm 30 years old. I want to share this experience that changed my life with everyone. I died and I was shown what is coming to this world. Today I am here to share this experience with everyone who will listen. I want to share this because I think I need to. I want to help anyone who will listen to this message. Please listen to the end so that you will hear everything I was told. Don't stop watching halfway because that way you won't understand my experience. Before we go on, please let me know where you're listening from. It would be nice to feel closer with you even if we're far apart. Also, don't forget to like this video. It will help this reach so many people who need to listen to this story and leave a comment. Share your thoughts about this near-death experience story. Let's have a good and open talk so we can learn from each other here on this channel. And don't forget to subscribe for more of this content coming your way. Enjoy listening. I was a police officer in a big city. I worked the night shift for 5 years in areas where crime happened every day and danger was always around the corner. I wasn't what you'd call a church-going man back then. Sure, I believed in God somewhere in my mind, but faith was something for pastors and old people in church. My faith was in my gun, my training, and keeping people safe. That was what I believed in. We were responding to a robbery call that Thursday night. Nothing special about it. Just another day of answering calls and trying to help people. The city lights were bright even though it was past midnight. I remember thinking about the text message I got from my mom earlier that day. She was worried about me working so many night shifts. She kept asking when I would visit her. I was planning to call her the next morning. Then everything went wrong. The robber had a gun and started shooting when he saw us coming. 1 second I was talking to my partner Rodriguez about his daughter's school play. The next second there was this loud bang and a burning pain in my chest that felt like fire. It was like being hit by lightning and burning up at the same time. Then everything became quiet. Not just quiet but silent in a way that felt strange. The pain in my chest stopped. I felt myself floating up and away from my body like I was a balloon someone let go of. I could see myself down there on the street, blood on my uniform, not moving at all, but I didn't feel scared or sad about it. I felt peaceful in a way I'd never felt before in my whole life. That's when I saw the light. It wasn't the kind of bright light that hurts your eyes when you look at it. This was warm and gentle but also very powerful, like looking at the sun through clear water. And from inside that light, someone walked toward me. I knew right away this wasn't any ordinary person. He had power that made me feel like a small child. Even though I was a trained police officer who'd been through tough situations, his eyes were the most amazing thing about him. They had love in them but also judgment. Like a father who loves you completely, but also sees every wrong thing you've ever done. When he spoke, I didn't hear it with my ears. The words just appeared in my mind, clear as anything. "Jackson," he said. And somehow I knew he'd always known my name. "You have known the battles of men. Now you must see the battle that comes before the end." The peaceful light around us started to fade. And suddenly I was floating high above the earth. I could see everything spread out below me like I was looking down from way up in space. But what I saw wasn't beautiful. It was the most scary thing I'd ever seen. The whole world was at war. Not the kind of war with clear sides and uniforms and rules. This was complete chaos. Pure, desperate chaos. I watched cities I knew get destroyed in flashes of nuclear fire. The sky was black with smoke and filled with aircraft I'd never seen before, like metal bugs flying everywhere. The oceans were full of warships firing at each other, turning the water red with blood. But the worst part wasn't the explosions or the buildings falling down. It was seeing the people. Families running through streets with nowhere to go. Children crying for parents who weren't coming back. People fighting each other over small amounts of food while everything around them burned. The fear was so thick I could almost taste it in the air. I saw world leaders hiding underground, completely unable to stop what they'd started. I watched as whole countries just fell apart, not from enemy armies, but from hunger and sickness and people turning against their own neighbors. It was like a world war, but it wasn't like any war from the history books. This was the end of everything we knew. The violence was personal and mean in ways that made my police work look like a small fight. I'd seen crime and violence up close, but this was different. This was humanity tearing itself apart from the inside out. There was no good reason for it, no purpose except to destroy everything. "Why are you showing me this?" I asked the person beside me. I couldn't look at the destruction anymore. "How do we stop it?" His face was sad but determined. "This is what happens when humanity completely turns away from God. The countdown has already started. But this is not the end of the story." As he spoke, the scene below us changed. Just when it looked like there was no hope left, when the world had reached the worst point of sadness, something incredible happened. The sky itself started to split open like someone was tearing a curtain in half. All the fighting stopped. Every weapon went quiet. Every eye looked up to the sky. Jesus Christ came down from heaven, but not the gentle Jesus from Sunday school pictures. This was Jesus the King, the warrior, the judge. His eyes burned like fire. And when he spoke, his voice sounded like a waterfall roaring through a mountain. Behind him came an army of angels that made every military force on earth look like toy soldiers. With just one word, he began to end the war and set up his kingdom. The fear that had covered the world like a blanket started to go away. Hope began to return to faces that had forgotten what hope looked like. This, the person said to me, is the only way the war really ends. This is the return that people have been warned about for hundreds of years. The war you saw is like birth pains, terrible but necessary before something new can be born. I felt overwhelmed, but not with fear, with urgency, like someone had just told me the building was on fire and I needed to get everyone out. Your time in your body isn't finished yet, the voice said. And I felt a pulling feeling like being grabbed by an invisible rope. You have to go back. You have to tell them what you've seen. Warn them. The physical war is coming, yes, but that's just a sign of something deeper. Tell them to prepare their hearts. Tell them to find safety not in hiding places or governments, but in me. My return is both their warning and their only hope. The pulling got stronger and stronger until I felt like I was being yanked backwards very fast. Then I woke up. The first thing I smelled was medicine and blood. I was on a bed in an ambulance and there were doctors working on me, talking fast and checking machines. When I tried to sit up, they pushed me back down but gently. "Officer Michael, you need to stay calm," one of them said. She was young, maybe 25, with kind eyes behind her glasses. "You're going to be okay. You've been unconscious for 2 days." I tried to speak, but my throat felt very dry. When I finally got words out, they came in a rush. "I have to tell everyone," I whispered. "The war is coming. He's coming back. We have to get ready." The doctor looked worried and felt my forehead. "You might have a head injury, officer. Try not to talk right now." But I couldn't stop talking. Even though my voice was barely heard, I had to tell someone, anyone. "You don't understand. I saw it. I saw the end. But I also saw hope. Jesus is coming back. And we have to warn people." That was 2 years ago. I'm not a police officer anymore. I had to leave my job because of my injuries. My chest still hurts sometimes and I get tired easily. But that's not the battle I'm fighting anymore. Every day I tell people what I saw. I stand on street corners, sometimes talking to anyone who will listen. I go to churches and share my story. I visit schools and community centers. Some people think I'm crazy. Some think I made it all up. But some listen, some believe. I don't talk about politics or which country is going to attack which. That's not the point. The point is that the war I saw is coming because humanity has turned away from God. The violence and chaos are just signs of a spiritual sickness that's been growing for a long time. But I also tell them about the hope I saw. About the King who's coming to make things right. About how the story doesn't end with destruction, but with saving people. About how they can be ready not by building hiding places or getting weapons, but by opening their hearts to the one who made them. My mom still worries about me. She thinks I've lost my mind. Maybe I have in a way. But I've also found something I never had before. A mission that matters more than anything else I've ever done. The clock is ticking. I don't know how much time we have, but I know it's not forever. The war is coming, but so is the King. The question isn't whether these things will happen. I've seen them and they will. The question is whether we'll be ready. I used to think my job was to protect people from criminals and danger. Now, I know my real job is to help protect people's souls from something much worse than any earthly enemy. And unlike those night shifts where I never knew what would happen, this time I know how the story ends. We win. The King wins. Love wins. But only for those who choose to be on the right side before the battle begins. You might think my story sounds made up, but that's okay. I used to think people who talked about visions and meeting God were a little crazy too. But I'm telling you what I experienced as clearly and honestly as I can. The world feels darker every day, doesn't it? The news is full of violence and hate and fear. People seem angrier, more desperate, more willing to hurt each other. You can feel something building like the air before a terrible storm. But here's what I want you to remember. You're not powerless. You don't have to be afraid of what's coming. There's someone who loves you more than you can imagine. Who's been waiting for you to turn to him. The same King I saw returning in glory is the same Jesus who died on a cross because he couldn't bear to lose you. The war is coming, but so is salvation. Chaos is coming, but so is peace. Judgment is coming, but so is mercy for those who want it. You have a choice to make. We all do. The clock is ticking, but it's not too late. It's never too late until it's too late. Choose hope. Choose Jesus today. Because when that sky splits open and every eye sees him coming, you want to be one of the people who's been waiting for him, not one of the people who's been running from him. If you have accepted Jesus and you are sure that when he returns you will go home with him, then I want you to do one thing for me. Say a short prayer for those who have not yet accepted Jesus. Say a short prayer for them in the comments section. You might not know who your prayer may save today. As you pray for them, may God bless you. Amen. Thank you for listening. If you have been blessed, please like this video. It will help YouTube to show it to more people who need to hear about these stories today. Also share this video with your loved ones. It will be a great way to share Christ with others, and that will be the greatest gift you can give to those that you love. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so. It's free and it's a way of joining this great community of believers. Join us today and your life will not remain the same. Until next time, remain blessed.